Hello guys, welcome to a Prank Kids deck profile, and this one's like an updated version. Like this new format has brought like a lot of new decks back, but this one is still viable in the current meta. It's not like it's gone down like to like a rogue tier. It's still pretty good for the current meta. Like this deck can like beat um Salads, Striker. You wouldn't imagine it being Striker, but yeah, it does. It could be zombies. It could be sometimes virtual, depending on their hand. It could be like a whole bunch of decks with like. It depends on how you play the deck. So I'm gonna go through the deck profile, then combos, and then I'm just gonna show you what you need to combo off. Okay, so hopping into the deck profile, we're gonna start with 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Droll, 2 Ghost Spell, 3 Parallel, 3 Dropsies, 3 Fansies, 3 Lampsies, 3 Roxies, 1 Called By, 1 Insta Fusion, 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Desires, 2 Pandemonium, 2 Place, 1 Pranks, 3 Talents, 1 Plan, and 1 Verticaboo. Okay, so starting with the monsters, you just need hand traps to basically be able to, because like if you're not going to go first, you're most likely going to be going second, so hand traps will help you. Droll's only like really there for Drytrons. It can sometimes stop adding Nisters depending on which one they do first. If they do the spell that adds, they have no other plays with their monsters, so they literally just pass turn. If they use a monster first, and it's the fire one, they can't add anyways. Unless they draw... Okay, they don't stop their plays unless they draw into the spell, the field spell. But yeah. And then you got the Ashes are just here because engage Salads. This Ghost Spell helps against Tri-Brigade, Salads, and Striker. And all 3 of these kills Virtual World. You literally just say Lala, Ghost Spell, Lulu, Ash, and once they use the spell engrave, Droll and Lockbird. So if they use this, you literally just destroy them. This even hurts dinosaurs, to be honest. Because if you Ash the Misk, no more Misk. And now unless they got Gamma in hand, then you can just go spell if you draw that. But you basically just gotta draw the cards. But Parallel is there because like it helps you combo off. Like you can chain block your cards because you're not going to be seeing Called By every game. You're not going to be seeing Tactics every game. You're not going to be seeing a bunch of extenders every game. So this is like another extender because if you draw into this in a Prank Kids, you're good. If you draw into any of these plus a Prank Kids, you're good. Because you go chain link 1 the Prank Kids, chain link 2 Parallel, and then on Red's Parallel effect, because they'll either Ash the Parallel if they don't want you to get to Abyss Dweller, because some decks dies to Abyss Dweller like Salads. It kind of hurts Salads. It doesn't die to it, because Abyss Dweller only really stops a few cards engraved. Most of the Sound engraved monsters activate engraved, and Balinks doesn't activate, so it doesn't affect Balinks. This card affects Virtual World, Zombies, Strikers. It depends on if you have Butler or not, because if you Butler them, and you also have Dweller on board, and you Dweller them during the standby phase, along with activating this, then they can't use Ray Engrave. So Ray stays Engrave. They don't have no monsters in hand unless they drew into a rose, which you can't use since they would have normal summoned Ray. Then after you chain block with Parallel, basically done. You basically just combo off after that. You don't care what the opponent does unless they effectively either do, because then you want to send Pan off of Fansies, because Dew is going to be the one to add pranks, so you don't banish it off of Desires. The spell part of this deck is fairly reasonable. You got Instant Fusion just in case if you have 2 Prankers monsters in grave, or if you draw this later in the game, then it actually helps you because you get summon out 2. Helps you get rid of hand traps. Monster Reborn's just there to extend if they activate a card that pops your cards. This card is actually pretty good because so I had full end board against Salad. I had this, plus the Butler in hand. And I had Bark on board also as well, and another monster, Princeton's monster, that was part of Butler, so it didn't really matter. I activated Bark, Ghost Spell, called by the Ghost Spell. Also had Contact C in hand, because it was game 2. And then Contact C on Buffalo Summon. And then on Res, this. So they went to the Fire Possessed monster, and then summon out my Ash from Grave, summon out Helio, return this, summon out Spinny, I activated this on summon, and activate Butler effect, they just scoop. I sided in Lightning Storms, and some other cards, but mainly drew Lightning Storm, and they were going first, and I ashed. They're siding at Mining, they set 3, pass, Lightning Storm in the back row, quit. Literally, quit. Then, these are pretty good for the traps. Like, plan, you wouldn't, it's better than playing Pot of Avarice, because this can shuffle back all your Prank Kids cards in grave, which is what you want to shuffle back off of Pot of Avarice. But it can shuffle more off than Pot of Avarice. It can stop your opponent from attacking for game. It can only be stopped by DD Crow and Meister. And some people even forget about this card. So if they don't DD Crow this and they don't Meister it, you're good. Pot of Avarice, though, could be ashed, Ghost Spelled. Oh, what else? Oh yeah, DD Crowed. And your opponent can just draw you. So it locks you out using Roxy's and this for the draw effect. So if they ash one of your Prank Kids monsters, you can't draw to get more extenders. This one doesn't draw, it shuffles them back. The reason why you can Ghost Spell Pot of Avarice over this is because this one, actually, I'm pretty sure you can. Never mind. I just forgot. You could actually Ghost Spell this one too. But you shuffle more than Pot of Avarice, which allows you to extend more. And you only really Pot of Desires when you run out of, whenever you already gotten out this one and this one. If you can't get out this one, you can also Pot of Desires, because if you already got a good hand, you really don't need to get this one out to return, because you already have this, so it can return 3. Because this one's also another return 3, but it's better than this because it doesn't banish. So you can use this multiple times, but this is once. And most people only be playing Pot of Avarice at 1 or 2 in this deck, and it can only be used 1 time. But yeah, that's it for the main deck. Side deck: 2 Contact C, 3 Nibiru, 2 Retaliating C, 3 Dark Ruler no more, 2 Lightning Storm, 3 evenly matched. Depending on what Salads play, they're most likely playing the Possessed Monster, the Fire one, so it doesn't really stop them there. The only deck this would be stopping is not really that many. Sometimes help against Tri-Brigade, depending on which deck they're playing. Sky Strikers, it makes them go into Zeke, so they use up one of their extra deck monsters to get rid of this. Prank Kids, it's pretty good. So, if you're going up against the mirror match, you kind of have an advantage if you play this in the side deck, because they have to go into their extra deck, and they don't play any of these cards. They don't play Nightmare Phoenix in the extra deck, it's just GG. And if they do have to go to Nightmare Phoenix, they most likely have no extenders in hand to combo off further. Nibiru is just good against a lot of decks. It's good against Tri-Brigade if they don't summon Appaloosa. It's good against Salads. It's good against Prank Kids. You can get rid of their bark. It's good against Virtual World. It's good against a whole bunch of decks to summon, basically. Retaliating Sea is mostly for, Drytrons, because you basically allow them to not play spells. And their cards are banished instead. And when you go to your turn, you can link this away. You can, if you draw Roxy's, normal summon it. And if you draw more cards, you can literally link it away for Nightmare Phoenix. You don't care. You literally don't care. Dark Ruler Lightning Storm, pretty good. Now you could probably swap this one out for Ghost Ogre or some other cards. There's other good hand traps like Meister. But yeah, I'm just playing this one because it's pretty good against Drytrons. Now I want to see more cards against Drytrons than I do against most other decks, because Drytrons end board absolutely destroys Prank Kids unless you draw into a good hand. And that's hand traps plus combo. Dark Ruler is good against Drytrons. Some end boards that Invoke, it's good against Invoked. This is also good against Invoked. In this. Then Lightning Storm, good against Striker, when you can hit the back row, and then just or Salads even, you can hit the back row. The Salads, they mostly are going to have a negation, so you could try to bait the negation out with the card effect, then activate this, or bait out the negate with this, if they only have one card set. Evenly matched, you can also side that in, so you can go this, bait out the negate, end the battle phase, banish. Or you can go into battle phase, activate this, and then do this, so you get more cards rid of. But it's dependent on how you want to play that. Then, yeah, that's it for the side deck. Extra deck, you got Butler, Rocket Ride, Washer, Abyss, Access, Nightmare, Unicorn, Unicorn Phoenix, Bark, Dew, Meow Meow, and Roaring Rooster. If your opponent's playing Dogmatica, you can send this and this or this. Literally. And you can go, if you have a monster in grave or something like this, you can special summon it for no cost at all. This one, you can go, so if you don't have a monster engraved on res, you can activate this card, return this one back to extra deck. So literally, it's like you only sent one card, and the other extra deck's still untouched. This and this is just like link all the way up into Access Code Talker, which this deck can do. It's easier to link up to Access Code Talker for this deck than instead of going to Borosword, because Borosword says 3+ effect monsters. You're usually not gonna get that many, unless you have Dew, Nightmare Phoenix, and another Prank Kids monster on board. And this one's just a +1, and this one's a +1. Well, actually, yeah, it's a +1. Get rid of one. Now it's risky to play these, because if they ash, the whole effect's negated. So if you're going first, go for your regular plays, and then if you want to, if you have enough resources to go in this, then get some like other cards as a backup plan, then you're fine. Run Roasters here for like back row decks. If you're able to summon this on them instead of Butler, you're fine, because back row decks lose to like anything that pops them. You literally can pop them twice. They're like set 5, pass. End phase, Run Roaster. You'd have to do it at end phase if you're going first, because if you don't do it in end phase, they can set more back row, and then you just pop it, which makes them like lose more of their hand. But yeah, that's it for the whole deck. So that's it for the deck profile. So we're gonna move on to the combos. So I'm here with the combos, and we're just gonna be testing with this hand. Now, if we were not going first, we would have 2 hand traps, but we're gonna act like the opponent doesn't have any. This would be good against Gamma, and you really wouldn't be able to do much if they ashed. Except for that you'd have 2 hand traps, and then you'd be fine. Normal summon Dropsies. I mean, with this hand, you might be able to do something. Probably summon out Dew by using Monster Reborn on the Dropsies. Summon out Dew effect add Pandemonium, activate place, add Roxy's banish 1 to draw 1, but yeah, we're not going to go into that. So, Dropsies effect, summoning out this. You're going to summon out fans with Dropsies. Then you're going to Chainlink 1 drop fans, Chainlink 2 Dew. Dew will add this, then Fansies will send this. And the reason why you want to do Chainlink 2 Dew is because you're gonna send the Pandemonium off Fansies. In this hand, if they Gamma, you literally got Ash for the Gamma. The only thing you don't got is if they Ghost Spell. If they Ghost Spell you, you're pretty much screwed. But besides that, you're fine. Ghost Spell hurts this deck more. It hurts this deck the same as Ash would, because you're not able to get the Butler. But sometimes you don't need Butler, because if you just have Bark Engrave and you're able to get out Washer, you can summon back Bark and Dew. So you have Dew for next turn, can't be destroyed by battle, and gains 1,000. Bark could be for the opponent's turn, so you can just try to go for Battle Butler again. And if not, you still got another Washer, because you can activate Pranks. During your end phase, return Washer. Then you would want to go Pranks effect. Discarding this. Declare Dew. Add this and Lampsies. So you're gonna want to add Lampsies in a fry. So Before you even do, whenever you link summon, you want to use Lampsies. I just forgot. Lampsies would summon out this. And then you would do, but normally you want to summon from Lampsies, so you can summon out Roxy's. And then you're gonna, you don't know if they have Nibiru or not, so you would just want to end on that. But you would want to activate Lampsies to summon out Dropsies or another one, or Fansies from deck. Anyone, Dropsies or Fansies instead of Roxy's, because you don't know if they do have Nibiru, but you're already Nibiru. You're already gonna be Nibiru'd anyways, so might as well. And you already got this in hand. So then you summon out another Bark, and then Roxy's effect, you just banish the monster reborn. See if you draw into another hand trap, but no, you draw into another Roxy's. Okay, nice. Nice. Gives you a card for next turn. Roxy, summon out this. Set 1. End phase. Declare. You can return this, and Roxy's. Because you need Dropsies in grave just in case they get rid of this one. And draw into Avarice. So Avarice is pretty good here. And then you just pass, and then standby phase, you would stay standby. Activate this. Adding these two back. Now, if they don't negate that, then you could say targeting place instead. And then you have these. And then you also have this one as a way to add. And then a way to chain block your Prank Kids on your turn. And then when you fusion summon for Butler, once you fusion summon for Butler, you want to use Fansies to send Plan. So once they do try to attack into Butler, if they get a monster that's just barely enough, you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you would want to use Butler effect to keep trying to pop. And you wouldn't want to use it whenever you have to attribute it to actually use use it one more time. Because if they can't attack over it while it's in defense, it's just GG, because you banish this and then you return 5. So if they're using Access Code Talker and they can only make it to 5,300, then on Res of Access you would want to pop. But yeah, then you also have 2 hand traps, which is pretty good. And then, yeah, that's it for the combo. So I'm going to show you what kind of hand you want to open up and how would you play it out with that hand. Okay, so this is a hand you could see, which is Parallel plus a Prank Kids monster. This card is just like a random card. You can draw anything, you just need, because you're going to have 5 cards in hand, so you just need 1 to banish off for Roxy's. So basically what you do with this hand is normal summon Lampsies. It's the same combo as last time, but you're ending on Abyss Dweller plus Butler if they have no interruptions. So you would want to go Chainlink 1 Lampsies, Chainlink 2 Parallel, making either Ash Parallel or not. Then Lampsies, burn them for 500. Summon out Fansies on Res, Parallel. Overlay. Link 1 into Do, Chainlink 1 Do. No, Chainlink 1 Fansies, Chainlink 2 Do. Do add this. Fansies send this. Oh, then you summon. You would summon out Roxy's, and then effective Do. Adding back these 2. Then we're not going to use this card to discard because this could be any card. It's not going to be placed every time. So this card is going to be the card that we're banishing for Roxy's. Discarding Special Summon. Link, Roxy's effect, draw 1, tactics. Literally tactics. So now Dropsies. So now you have a card in your hand if they do Nibiru you. If they Nibiru you, you're basically fine. Then Dropsies effect. Summon out Fansies, which you can summon out any other Prank Kids that's Butler, because you already got 2 in Grave. Then set 2. Now let's say end phase they do. Let's say end of main phase 2 they do Nibiru you. You're basically gonna have a monster. First off, you would want to summon a monster with a higher attack. Or no, actually with this defense. Because if they do Nibiru you, you got a 3400 monster. So if they play a deck that uses Nibiru out the token, and they have to try to combo off, then to try to get rid of the token, then yeah. But let's say they do Nibiru. You would draw 2, and then you would draw 1 more from Pranks. So you would draw into Monster Reborn during end phase. So you basically draw into a Prank Kids and a Monster Reborn for Do. And a Ghost Spell. So you basically draw into a Hand Trap plus combo next turn. But if they don't, then you would be drawing this one. Or actually, top of the deck. Top of the deck. End phase, you would activate this. Shuffle. Draw 1. You'd be drawing Ghost Spell. Because you would not be drawing into the other cards because you're going to shuffle the deck. So it may be a different card every time, but if you draw into a hand trap, you're basically fine because you got 1, 2, 3 interruptions on their turn. Standby. Activate this. They say okay to that. Chain this. Adding back this one and Lampsies. Then now you have Butler, plus they can't use the graveyard. So, depending on which deck they're playing, this hand's pretty nice against them. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope y'all liked it. Trying to hit 25 subscribers for the end of the next month. And yeah, thank you all for watching. And see y'all in the next deck profile. The next deck profile will probably be about Sky Striker, and I'll also be uploading videos of me playing Prank Kids. And yeah, because Prank Kids is like one of my favorite decks. I just like, if I try like another deck and I try to play it as much as I want to play it, I can't. It's like I got drilled and locked bird into playing Prank Kids. Literally. If I do play another deck, I brick, or I win 1 game, lose the next 5. Prank Kids, it's easier to win and lose. I'm most likely gonna win with this deck in most cases, but yeah. Also, I'll be live on Twitch on Monday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Wednesday. Then the other days, it just depends. But yeah. And Monday, I'll be streaming about a tournament. And Wednesday, I'll be streaming me playing in a tournament. So Monday and Wednesday are me playing in a tournament. Saturday, Sunday, I'll be doing something on Dueling Book. Just playing duels. If you want to come join if you want to come follow me on Twitch. Because I literally just duel for the stream. If you want to duel against me, I'll be playing Prank Kids, most likely. If I want to test another deck, then I'll probably be testing another deck. trying to get to 20 followers on there. I'm so close, like, pretty sure I'm at like 14 or 15 followers. I'll have to check. But yeah, I'll link it down in the description. But yeah, that's it for the video today. Hope, then, bye.